you. So nowadays, I listen to videos and I look at Facebook and I see everywhere Black Lives Matters. Black Lives Matters. And yes, of course it matters. I told myself, and I am still telling, but only Black Lives Matters? I asked my daughter, she told me, those who tell are black people and they just want to say that their life matters. But then all of us who are not black, who are Chinese or from Europe, Eastern Europe and so on, our life doesn't matter. I was thinking that more and more, and unhappily I went back to my childhood. And I remembered a time when Jewish life did not matter. And it did not matter to anyone, mostly those, of course, who had friends and family, it mattered to them. When I was 11, I asked myself what I am. I am Romanian or I am Hungarian. Transylvania was Hungary for a long time, and then my city became Romania. And I asked myself, I am Christian like I always believed I am, or I am Jewish like my family I found out was. Nowadays, I only tell people and what I feel, I am European. But in most importantly, I am a human. One more human. As Vijaya said, all humans matter. That is the truth. All of our lives matter. And unhappily, I think more we hear Black Lives Matters, Black Lives Matters, we begin to think, and us, we do not matter. When I came back from the war, I was 11 years old. And we got back our apartment. My room had a door which was on plexiglass or glass. You cannot see through, but you can hear. And my father wanted to know what happened to his mother and parents, for whom he did buy a small apartment and put them there to be far away, and so no one know they are Jewish. And when we came back, they were no more there. And so he invited people in our house for dinner, people who came back from the concentration camp, and they were only 10% from everyone who came back. And they told us their stories, what happened to them. And I began to be white. And when they looked at me, they told, Julie, you go to your room. That is not for you. So I put my ear near the door and listened. I wanted to hear. And I got so far that I also refused to shower. Shower was a lot less expensive, a lot less water, and my mother wanted me to shower. I told her no, because I heard that people were killed telling them they are showering, and it was cyan gas who killed them while they got into the shower. So finally, my mother gave me a beautiful gold necklace with a small heart on it and told me, "You are not naked. You see, you have this thing on you." And then I began to shower. I had a cousin who was my age and who came from a small place, and my father took him in the big city we lived and rented a house for them because his sister wanted a place to put chicken and to raise chicken as usually, and we went to school together. Took her with my hands, and we got together because she was afraid to go alone. We had only 2 streets to go and nothing to cross, but she wanted to take my hand. She also stood in the banks with me, and after school she came home and we played together. And when suddenly one day my mother told me, "Make your luggage, in 1 hour we leave, we go to the station." I wanted to go and tell her we're going away and I cannot take her to school. But mother told me, "No, there is no time, we have to go." And when I came back, she was no more there. Very long time. I believe because she is a smart, she somehow got out and I will find her. She was already, I was 13, not she was 13. I was 13. We would have been 13 together because we had only 2 months difference between us. But she never got to be 10-year-old. And we had at that time also fake news. And the fake news was that they made soap from them. And so I wrote in my journal, they made soap from my cousin, Judith, because her name was also Judith, like mine, in fact. No, they didn't make soap for her, but they killed her. And finally, my father found out what happened to her parents also. Someone who was a neighbor wanted to marry her daughter and to have her daughter nearby. So she wrote a letter and announced her and told, "Why don't you take away those old people? They are also Jews." And they took them away. And my grandfather died on the train, which was a train for beefs. And my grandmother had 3 days him in his lap until they arrived to Auschwitz. And we went back and found her daughter across. And the daughter was the one finally who gave away and told, "I didn't do it, my mother, I didn't announce." So nowadays, somehow it came out for me. Why people didn't tell at that time that Jewish life matter, that all our lives matter. Why people, when they are immigrants and have problems and get stuck and didn't get into a place, why people didn't cry for them? Let immigrants in. Immigrants' lives matter. All our lives matter. I don't know how much time I have because I don't see anything?
I forgot to time it.
But
And
I think
continue.
I think my time is up. I important thing I wanted to convey, not that the black lives don't matter, that our lives matter too, and other lives matter too. And don't forget it, we all matter. Whether you are young lives matter, of course, but old people life matters also. We matter.
I was very impressed. The storytelling is something that is very, very fascinating, and it has to be authentic from heart. That's exactly what Julie presented today. I was actually in tears when I heard all her story. That means she has won the audience. Simple. Once you feel that emotion, I could see when she explained when she was 11 years old and she was afraid of showering. Initially, I didn't get it. I thought there is something connected with then, but then she explained that Jewish were shot when they were in the shower. And again, another one was when she lost her cousin. She wanted to say goodbye, but then she lost her cousin afterwards. Those two incidences made me really cry. And it was when you said the Black Life Mattered, that triggered your whole experiences and your life autobiography. You went back to the old, younger ages and how you struggled through those times, your family struggled through it. And natural, that is normal to ask that question. Doesn't Jewish life matter? That's normal. And why didn't people do that those days? These are all the things that we constantly think in your mind, and that is came out exactly how you felt, and I could feel that exactly. It was very touching story for me. It was very touching story, and that inspires me to listen, attend more clubs, more people to listen. So it is bringing, as Jay said, it is bringing the entire humanity together, and we are all looking at it. It was beautiful, touching, and I don't see anything to much to give you something to improve, except that I thought some hand gestures, maybe tears or something that you could, my friend holding or something like that. I was holding my friend or she was holding my hand when we were going to school. Some hand gesture would have been still better, but overall I was impressed. Thank you. Great speech.